Hey YouTube family, it's Humberto from GrayLaw TV. We are here for you during this COVID-19 pandemic, and it's great. Last video I provided you guys with some array of hope, some good news, and you know what? I'm going to be digging for that good news because it's out there, folks. I mean, there is some positive things that are happening. You know, I'm a very spiritual guy. I see the glass as half full. A lot of people see it half empty, but I am one positive guy, and I'm going to try to get you some good information right now. Hopefully make your day. The Visa Bulletin for May made some substantial jumps in the EB1 category, which is great. EB1 category, extraordinary ability aliens, as well as multinational executives. That EB1 employment-based category had regressed for the first time in basically the history of that particular category. And a lot of the countries of chargeability are now current, so that's great news. So if you have an approved EB1 case, you might want to send some information out there to MVC. If it's there, let them know, hey, my case is current, or if your case was adjudicated in the US through an adjustment of status, you can contact USCIS and let them know, hey, my case is current, please pull it and approve it. Maybe you'll get one of those waived final interviews during this time. So that's a bit of good news. So check the category, go to Visa Bulletin at state.gov, and you can check the Visa Bulletin. Look at the movement for May, pretty substantial. Another bit of good news is generally immigration requires original, what they call wet signatures. Because of COVID-19, they are going to allow reproduced original signatures. What does that mean? That means you can submit a copy of the original signature in connection with your application. So let's say your parent is applying for you through an adjustment of status, a family petition. You know, she lives in New York, you're here in California. You know, do you need to wait for that original signature? No. Have mom scan and email a copy of her original signature. You can use that to file your application right now. Because of COVID-19, they are accepting copies of original signatures. A little bit of good news. A lot of questions regarding this 60-day pause, this executive order. Well, let me tell you something. It's probably not going to have any effect anyway because everything is closed, if you think about it, right? Things aren't going to be opening up anytime soon, so hopefully we'll get past that 60-day period and you'll be just fine. Now, the other good point is it doesn't cover all non-immigrants and all immigrants. There are exceptions. I can tell you, basically, right now there's going to be a pause for employment-based immigration, and some family-based petitions. That's about it. Everything else is opened. It's going to be revisited in 30 days. I think it'll be opened again. It's an executive order, so it's subject to change. So don't worry yourself right now because it really has no effect. So on the same subject, I've been asked, hey Humberto, does this affect K1 visas, adjustment of status applications, or some asylum petitions? It does not. Non-immigrant visas are excluded, so you'll be just fine. Again, as I explained, most immediate relative petitions, your spouse, the K1, not affected by this 60-day pause. Alrighty, let's talk a little bit about, I've been getting a lot of calls and a lot of misinformation on the stimulus checks. Humberto, do I qualify, if I get a check from the government, the stimulus check, to help the government, help the economy recover? The federal government is providing $1,200 if you are an individual who makes up to $75,000. You might receive a check, in your account. So you may say, well, what if I'm, a non-immigrant or I have an adjustment of status pending? Is that going to affect me? No. If you are a non-immigrant or you have an adjustment of status pending, you are eligible because you have a social security number and you've paid in to the system, so you can obtain that money. Now, undocumented workers cannot. It's a bad policy, but it is what it is. Now, there's something in certain states, for example, in California, Los Angeles is providing a stimulus check. It's $500 per individual, $1,000 per family. It's a check that comes through EDD, and you don't have to have lawful status. Any person is eligible, again, as long as you have a social security number and you paid in. Wonderful. You can get that check, you can use it. It's not going to affect your immigration on the federal level whatsoever. So know that it's available. Last bit of good news is the PPP program. I talked about that, the Payment Protection Program. It is the federal government that is providing loans that are forgivable. That means you don't have to pay them back to small businesses. Now, for the PPP program, your status is not important. Okay? As long as you own a business and you're operating that business with employees, you're eligible to get money. It's run through the SBA, the Small Business Loan. What you have to do is you have to contact your bank. Let them know you want to make an application. Now, they ran out of money on the first tranche last week. Good news is Congress just passed and the president signed yesterday a second package of $310 billion for small businesses. So if you have a business, take advantage of this, folks. It's free money, basically. You don't have to pay the loan back. As long as you pay your employees, you are just fine. The way you calculate, basically, is you take your payroll for 1 month and you times it by 2.5. That amount you can request as a loan amount. When you get the loan, 75% of that loan has to be paid to payroll. 25% you can pay on utilities, your rent, utilities, other expenses. As long as you do that, you don't have to pay it back. It's great news. Do it. Try it. You have nothing to lose. Hey guys, I hope you're staying safe out there, and I hope this little bit of good news is helping out when it's real tough out there. I know it's tough. It's tough for my business right now. I'm working at home. My staff is working at home. It's tough, but we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this with some positive information for you folks. Hey, thanks for watching GrayLaw TV. We are your GrayLaw family. Click below, like and subscribe. Ring the bell, the notification button. Get my content when it comes out. Courtney Morgan is over there doing her videos as well. Wonderful, trying to get you some good information.